Okay, good morning. Let's take a look at the bell work. Remember, all your work is due Friday, all at one time. And you have till Sunday to get it uploaded to me. And I want it on one file. So you can go online and find some software if Microsoft Lens doesn't work for you, okay? Some scanning software. All right, look up here. Draw your line. What I would do is take this negative right here and distribute the negative. Some teachers tell you to put a 1 in front of there. We're just going to distribute. So you bring down the 2. A negative times a positive is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. So that's the first thing you do is distribute that negative. Right here, you're going to get 6x minus 30. Now, you have variables on both sides. Okay, a negative 1x is smaller. So you want to do a plus 1x. You can put a 1 in front of there if you want. 2 minus 4 is a negative 2. So this gives me a 7x, rather, minus 30. Okay, here's my x. I want to add 30. You get 28. And then divide by 7 and get 4. X equals 4. Let's keep moving. This one right here, your denominator is 6, so I would multiply this one by 6. Okay, this whole thing by 6, this by 6, and this whole thing by 6. So these 6's cancel. So you get 2x minus 2 times 1 is 2 minus 12 equals. Here the 6's cancel and you get x plus 2. Draw your line. You have x's here and x's there. This one's smaller, so I would subtract 1x and get x minus 2. Actually, you're going to combine these and get a negative 14. So x minus 14 equals positive 2. And now you want to add 14 to both sides. When you do, you get x equals 16. And there it is. And that's how you do that. All right, number 3, last one. We're going to distribute. So we get 9x plus 99. And then 5 times 13, so that's going to be a plus. I think it's 65. And then 5 times that is a negative 5x equals 0. Draw your line. Here you have x's on the same side, so you can combine them. So 9 minus 5 is 4x. This and this, I'm not sure what that is. I guess that's 164. So that's going to be plus 164. You're going to subtract 164. And you're going to get 4x is equal to that. And then you're going to divide by 4. A negative divided by a positive. That's one negative. So you're going to end up with a negative something, a negative 41. And there it is. Here's your assignment for today. Make sure you check some of the answers and ask questions. All right, next. Geometry. Okay, let's take a look at this. It says find the slope. Okay, so here are the points up there. So put xy, xy. Always label it first. And it says the y's go at the top. I'm going to go backwards. So it's something minus something over something minus something. That's slope. Might help you to write this. So it's negative 5 and a negative 4. So negative 5 and a negative 4. That's going to give you a double negative. And then 6 and a negative 2. So that's going to become a plus. So that's going to be a negative 1 over, that becomes a plus, over 8. So negative 1 over 8 is your slope. Okay? Now it says find an equation of that line. Okay, well, we have the slope. Now you got to use one of these points. I want you to use the first point. It doesn't matter, but I want you to do it so we all do it the same way. So it's y minus my y equals my slope, and then x minus my x. Write that down. Remember, the y comes first on this one. So that's going to be a -4, and this one's a -2. Okay? Any questions on this? This becomes a plus, so that's y plus 4 is equal to -1/8 times x plus 2. Now, if they don't tell you how to write it, you're done. This is called point-slope formula. But usually they want you to get y by itself. So draw a line, circle your y. So you want to distribute. So it's going to be a -1/8x. Do the trick. Okay? So a negative times a positive is a negative. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay? Now what you want to do is subtract 4/1. So minus 4/1. So you're going to get y equals a -1/8x. Now here you can reduce this, but you don't really have to right now. So take the 8 and put it on top and bottom. So it's going to be a -2/8 minus 32/8. Okay? Now that you have the same denominator, you can combine the top numbers. So it's going to be y equals -1/8x minus 34/8, and then you want to reduce it by 2. So that's going to be 17/4. So y equals -1/8x minus 17/4. Make sure you know how to do that. Okay, remember your test is Monday. That's the plan. All right, let's keep moving. Find an equation perpendicular to number 2. Well, let's talk about that. Well, we know the slope. So to be perpendicular, you got to flip and change it. So let's flip it and change it. So it changes from a minus to a plus, and it becomes a +8. So perpendicular, you want to use 8 as your slope, and then use that first point. So again, it's y minus my y equals my slope, and then x minus my x. And then finish that up, and you got your answer. Okay, make sure you know how to do perpendicular. Flip, change. The book calls it negative reciprocal. Make sure you know that. All right, let's see if there's anything else. On today's work, here it is right here. Okay, if you can't be with me, there it is. And I put some of the formulas on the side. Now, some of you have not turned in your work. Make sure you turn it in its entirety. Make sure you're working in class so you don't waste time. Anyway, let's take a look at the worksheet. You have to know how to get points, okay? This says find the slope. So you're going to use this formula here. Now, start at the origin. You're going to the left 1, down 1. So that's a -1, and then down 1. That's that point. This point, you're going to the right 2 and then down 2. So that point is to the right, which is a positive, and then down 2. Now you have your 2 points, and now you find your slope. It doesn't matter which point you start from. Okay? So it's y minus y over x minus x. Write that down just like that for each one of these. So each one of these, I want to see that. And then plug your numbers in. I'm going to go up. So y, so it's -2 minus a -1. And then this one's going to be 2 minus a -1. So this becomes a plus, this becomes a plus. So I end up with a -2 over, let me see what that is. -2 minus a -1. So that's to the left 1, down 1. I'm just checking my points. Over 2, down 2. Okay, so at this point, let me think. Okay, here, there it is. So a -2 plus 1 is a -1. And then this becomes 2 plus 1, so that gives me 3, and that's what the answer is. Okay? That's the slope of this line right here. It's going down, so it's a negative. All right, that's how you do the front side. Let's look at the back side. The back side, same thing. Find the slope. Only this time they give you the points. So I want to see something minus something over something minus something. I want you to write it just like that for each one of these. Okay, if you do it, then I know you followed my directions. Now look at this one. This one says find the slope of these lines. Well, the slope is the number in front of the x. There it is right there. Real simple. Okay? Now look here. Down here, in order to get the slope, you got to get y by itself. So this is a little harder down here. Okay, so let's write this down. Draw your line, circle the y. You want to get rid of the 2x, so you want to subtract 2x from both sides. So you get 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 9. That's a plus. And then you want to divide by 3. So I want to see this work right here. So there's my slope. I could care less about this piece. And there's the answer. Make sure you know how to get y by itself. Okay, that takes care of your sheet. And that is today's work. Friday you have a practice test. And Monday you'll have your test. Have a good day.